What up, everybody? We are live. We have the Warriors schedule for this upcoming season. We're getting closer and closer to training camp and the regular season. Sorry, I got a piece of licorice in my tongue. We're going to break down everything we need to know around the schedule, stats, who are we playing, when are they playing, home, away, trends, key games, what's on national TV, everything in between. So we're going to break it all down, and at the end, we're going to go through game by game and figure out what will be the Warriors' win-loss total at the end of this season. So much to go over. I cannot wait. I will put out a video after this as well, recapping and also talking about one trend, which is big, but I'll touch on it here. Again, put in the chat your comments. What do you think about the Warriors schedule as I go through it? Let's make this interactive. I cannot wait to hear everything that we got going on. And let me know if you're having any issues with the audio or whatnot, but let's get into it. So the big thing, Draymond Green, he's psyched. We're psyched. The schedule is here. It's not as cool as the NFL schedule with all the different team videos. Warriors did put out a video on their Twitter. You can check it out. But here we go. Let's see what we got. This is the biggest thing. We lost Klay Thompson. We lost Chris Paul. And the first 2 months of the season, month and a half, we have the fourth hardest strength of schedule. Meaning, based off of records for all the teams last season, we have the fourth hardest strength of schedule. 513 percentage. Mavs, Clippers, Suns, especially the Suns, that's tough for them. Thunder, so a lot of good teams. We'll be playing a lot of good teams to start. It'll be a competitive start to the season. How are we going to gel with Buddy Hield, Anthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, Kuminga, Moody, Trace Jackson Davis? Do they take steps up? Brandon Podziemski coming off his first team all-rookie season. Quinton Post, what will happen there? What about Plowden, I can't even say his name. I apologize. Daquan Plowden, and then Pat Spencer. Are they going to get a lot of playing time? Jackson Rowe, will he make the team? GP2, will he have a better season? Draymond, is he going to get suspended? Wiggins, will he go back to his all-star form? Of course. Steph Curry, coming off the gold medal. Santos played in the Olympics with Brazil. How will they look? So a lot of questions coming into the season. And when you have the fourth hardest strength of schedule to start the first month and a half, is not ideal whatsoever, folks. Again, comment your thoughts in the chat what you think. But, that's tough. And again, we're going to go through all the games. But here are the key storylines. We have the second most national games on television. Let me blow this up for you so you can see it. Lakers, number 1 with 39. Warriors, second with 36. Celtics and Knicks tied with 34. And they will be playing on opening night in Boston for the rings, for the banner ceremony. And Mavericks and Suns have 30 each. So what does this mean? They're bringing out the big boys on television. AD, LeBron, of course. Warriors, even though we don't have Klay, you still got Steph. He's that money boy. Celtics, reigning champions. Brown, Tatum, Knicks, what they did with Brunson, the whole team. Now they got Bridges. Mavericks, Luka, Kyrie, Klay. Suns, you got Booker, you got Durant. The big names are on national television. And we're going to dive into this a little bit in a second, deeper, because some teams lost games, like the Kings, sucks to suck. And other teams like the Wolves and OKC went up. So here's the schedule. Again, we're going to dive into this extremely deep. I know this is hard to see. Don't worry. I have a better photo. Just giving you an idea. Again, you can go to the Twitter to see it. I'm going to break this down in much more detail. So just showing you the schedule is out. We're going to start with the Blazers and Jazz. We're on the road for the first 2 games of the season. We open with 7 of 10 on the road and close with 8 of 12 on the road. That is a tough beginning and ending, especially the beginning when you're coming off of losing Klay. Last season, I'm just pulling this up. Last season on the road, we were 25-16. At home, we were 21-20. So again, we were 9 games over 500 on the road last season. You remember 2 years ago? We were terrible on the road. We barely won a game on the road. We won like 3 or 4. So we're going to see how this team is doing early on. But this also means when you have a lot of road games to begin and end, the middle of the season, January, February, December, we're at home a lot. In the dog days of the season, when it's pre-All-Star break, round trade deadline, we're at home, which means, home cooking, not traveling through the snow in the winter season, which helps out the Warriors. Klay Thompson, November 12th, back at Chase Center. We will have tears going down our eyes. We know it's going to be a very emotional night. Knowing the Warriors, they will give him a massive ovation. They will do the right thing in the package. He will definitely be in the emotion. Steph, Steve Kerr, the whole staff, a lot of dignitaries will be there. And it's an Emirates Cup game. The NBA in-season tournament is now called NBA Cup, November 12th. It will be on national television. We have 14 back-to-backs. I've seen teams with more, teams a little bit less. Not terrible. And we'll dive into the schedule game by game again in a moment. Home double dips. So what does that mean? We're playing the Pelicans at home 2 nights in a row. We're playing the T-Wolves at home 2 nights in a row. Good for us. It's also good for those teams not have to travel here a second time. Also how they're kind of breaking up these back-to-backs in other ways. And we have 24 national TV games. Again, that's a bit wrong. It's actually 36. Here's the schedule again. Again, we're going to dive into this, just seeing it a different way. It's hard to see. I know it's a small screen. But what you can see right here, first televised game, NBA on TNT, is New Orleans, October 29th. You got Dallas and Memphis on TNT, ESPN. Those are cup games. Then you got around the holiday break, like Thanksgiving to December, a lot of national TV games. Then again, towards the January, February, March. So when football season's over, national TV picks up. NBA Saturday primetime on ABC. We have quite a bit of games. First one we have is January 25th, Lakers at Golden State in San Francisco. Again, this happens after football season is over. College football is over. Then again, we got Sixers hosting the Warriors March 1st. Knicks at Golden State March 15th. So we're basically playing twice into 3 weeks on ESPN, ABC. If you keep going down the schedule, Dallas at Golden State February 23rd. Sunday showcase. So we got some games. We're televised games. Again, that second game, Dallas Golden State, is when Klay Thompson will be back in Golden State for the second time. So I mentioned national TV games. Here's a list of every team, and we're looking at how many games they have on national television. The number in parentheses is how many they gained or they lost from last year. So last year, the Lakers had 40 games on national television. This year, they have 39 minus 1. Golden State, minus 5. So we had 41 national games last year. This year, 36. Personally, I think I'm going to bring this back in a second. I think it's fair. You lost Klay. You really don't know how this Warriors team is going to do. Warriors Digest, we have belief. But national television, media money, you got to make sure the teams playing are worth it. When you go down the list, some of the biggest movers, Timberwolves, 25 national games this upcoming season. Same with OKC. Wolves gained 15. OKC gained 12. And again, they were in the Western Conference Finals last year. Makes perfect sense. Biggest losers, Heat minus 11. Nets minus 6. Bulls minus 2. Sacramento Kings minus 10. Sorry, King fans out there. My girlfriend is from Sacramento. Big Kings fan. Y'all underperformed last year, even though you basically have the same team coming back. Plus, DeMar DeRozan, you lost national TV games. All makes sense? Anybody got any questions, comments? And then, of course, we got the Emirates Cup. Golden State versus Dallas. Golden State versus Memphis. So we basically play Emirates Cup in back-to-back nights. And then we're at New Orleans and at Denver. 4 games. And then out of that, We'll see if we make the play-in or into the tournament. This is tough. I say we beat Denver. Excuse me. We beat Dallas when they come to San Francisco. It'll be an emotional night. Warriors will want to win, prove a point. Dallas, especially Clay, will want to prove a point. But I think the Warriors prevail. I think we beat Memphis as well, even though they have drawback. We don't usually play New Orleans well, but they don't have Jonas Valanciunas anymore, so it may help us out. And we don't do well normally in Denver, especially when they have Jokic. So I think best we go 3-1, worst we go 2-2. If you're 2-2, you're not making it in. 3-1, maybe. Okay, so now this is where we get to have some fun. We're actually go through the schedule, and we're going to break this down game by game, and we're going to go through a record so you guys can comment what you think, how we do. So I'm just getting my screen ready to go. Give me 1 second. Left, right, and then we're going to bring this up. I just want to make sure you guys can see everything. Okay, let me share my screen. Enjoy this view of Hawaii. Okay, so here we go. Let me make sure you guys can see this. So we got the Warriors schedule on the right, and then here on the left, I've broken down the schedule so we can mark who do we think will win and lose, look at the month record, home and away, so we can get an idea of what we go. We got 3 preseason games. You got the Kings, Pistons, and Lakers. We know preseason doesn't mean ish anymore, so take it for what you will. Portland, away to start, and Utah away to start. I think we go 2-0 in those first 2 games. Yes, Utah got Markkanen. You may have saw a report today that said never really had a chance at Markkanen. It was all smoke and guns to see what could come. Fair enough. Portland's rebuilding. I think we go 2-0 to start. So we're going to mark Portland and Utah. We're going to mark them as a green. And then you got your first home game, the Clippers, and then you got 3 in a row. Clippers, Pelicans, Pelicans. We talked about there are 2 back-to-backs they may have. So here you go. 2 back-to-backs right here, Pelicans and Pelicans. I think we win our opening home game, especially the Clippers. And Pelicans, I think maybe we're tired after back-to-back. I'll give us 2 of the 3. So let's do, we're going to beat. And then I'll say we win the first, and then they'll be pissed off, and we lose the second. So that means for the month, we go 4-1. Oh, that's really small. I apologize. Let's make this bigger. So I say month we go 4-1, and then we will go 2-0 on the road. And we will go, we will go 2-1 home and 2-0 away. Again, comment your thoughts. Let me know what I am going with. Houston away. That's always a tough matchup. They're going to be better this year. We usually do decent in Houston. I'll give us the win. Yeah, because we'll have a couple days off going to Houston. I think we'll be motivated. I'll give us the win in Houston. Then we have a day break, fly to Washington. This will be a win. It better be a win. And then you go to Boston, folks. This is going to be a tough matchup. Why? Jason Tatum, we know, did not play a lot in the Olympics. He'll be motivated to show Steve Kerr he should have. And Jaylen Brown was not even picked. They're going to be motivated. Last year, Boston destroyed us by 50. We beat them in San Francisco. We went to Boston. We got destroyed. It was around winter, like New Year's time, that frame. Boston's going to win this game. They're going to be motivated. The crowd's going to be on Steve Kerr. Oops. It's going to be a bloodbath out there. This will be a game I think we get blown out. Cleveland, we'll have a day break. I think they'll want to bounce back and prove that that was a fluke. So I'll say we get the W there. Oops. OKC away 2 days later. I think they're going to be too big, too athletic for us. So I'm going to say we lose that game in OKC. And then you got the Dallas Cup. I said will be a win. And you got Memphis a couple days later. And it'll be a break. It's still at home. I said we get both of these as a W. So yes, it says we do have a hard strength of schedule for the first month and a half. But I'm personally seeing a lot of W's to start the season. If they play the game, I think, shoot, defense, transition, the players coming in, I like our chances. Monday, November 18th at LA. Just I feel like maybe we'll be on a high from the Cup. We'll take a loss here. Clippers will be motivated. Play the Hawks at home, November 20th. Call that a W. They should not beat us. Then you got New Orleans Pelicans Cup. This is a toss-up. New Orleans at home. This will be the third time that we played them early in the season. Friday, you're going from home, travel. I'm going to give it to New Orleans. I think that they'll pull this one out for themselves. And then you got the Spurs away, play Wemby. This is the second of the, this is a back-to-back. I don't know if San Antonio is a back-to-back, but I will give this to San Antonio. Just say maybe they have a bit too much size. And then you're at home for Brooklyn OKC. I say we'll go ahead and beat Brooklyn. OKC, even though we at home, they're the number 1 seed, I'll give them the W. And then at Phoenix, our first time playing Phoenix. Basically, this is going to be a 2-day break. I think we can pull this one out. Unless Durant and Booker go off, I would say we pull this one out. So, if we look at the if we look at this now, so we look at our overall record for the month: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I give us 8 wins and 6 losses. Oops. So we would start the first 2 months of the season at 12-7. Not terrible at all. Not terrible at all. Especially for what we're projected with strength of schedule. Again, I'm going to keep this so we can go back as the season goes on. Please subscribe to Warriors Digest and we can see how I'm doing. Keep me honest. If we look at the home and away, so if we look at away, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, 4-5, 4-5 away, and then at home it would be 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 4-1. 4-1 home and 4 or 5 away. So it puts you at 9, 5, 14, 14, good to go. You can comment your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking here, if you agree. That takes us to December. We're sitting at 12-7. Probably puts you 5th, 6th seed maybe. Not mad about that whatsoever. So then now what we got first, you got Denver, in Denver, Cup game. This probably means a lot. Denver was probably 3-0, you would think. I have us at 2-1. We need the win. I think we take the L. Then you're at home for a stretch. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, this is no real big stretches of away besides the start here in the beginning of November. This will be telling a lot. East Coast swing. So then you come back to, we have 3 at home, Houston, Minnesota, and then your second, again, swing with Minnesota in back-to-back games with a day break in between. I say we lose this game because this is the second of a back-to-back, and Houston's a tough matchup. So we're going to lose to Minnesota. We'll beat Houston. And then Minnesota, we will win this in the revenge on Sunday. Then we got 2 away. Then we go to Memphis and at Minnesota. Nice break here. 9-day break. And the reason for that is these are the 2 games that will get scheduled for the NBA Cup. So again, the NBA, the way they do, you make the tournament and then you obviously do the play and then you have the semis and the finals. So that's when that's happening here. If you don't make that, then they're going to schedule 2 games. That's why there's a break here. So this could change. Just be aware. So we'll say Memphis and Minnesota. I think, no, I'll give us the L in Memphis. They'll play hard at home. And then same with Minnesota. They'll play hard at home. Indiana, 2 days before Christmas. I think we'll take the W against Indiana. They do play very well at home. They started off really strong last year, faded towards the end when Haliburton was hurt. And then Christmas, Lakers in Chase Center. Always a great matchup. Steph versus LeBron. I will say we'll take that at home. That's going to be a close game. I think that comes down to the buzzer. Then you get Clippers in LAC. I say we're riding a high. We take a 3-game winning streak. Oops. We parallel. Now we got a big stretch at home going to beginning of December, January. So we got Suns, Cleveland, or Cavaliers, Sixers, Memphis, Kings, Heat, all at home. So basically, we don't leave the state of California from December 24th all the way to January 9th. A good 2.5, almost 3 weeks at home. And that's my birthday, January 9th. We'll have a game. Let's go. So what do we think? Phoenix at home, Saturday night. I think we take that W. I think we're hitting a nice stretch of our game here. No one's hurt. End of the month, Cleveland. I'll say we'll take that W. So we look here for the month. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 5-2, 6-2. I messed myself up. Sorry. 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 3-4, 4-4, 5-4, 6-4, 7-4, 8, 7-4. Boom. So I say for the month we go 7-4. And if you look at the home and away 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 1-3. So 1-3 away. And then you look at home, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1. Seven, 4, 11. So if we look at basically towards the halfway of the season, our home record would be 12-3, a great home record. A great home record. After last season, we went 21-20, so we're looking much better. Away, we are 7-8, about even, not terrible. And then our overall record, we are 15. We're 19-11, so 8 games over 500. Solid. Where you want to be going into the January break. Ravens Pro, do you not have faith in the Warriors? We can't beat great teams, yo, seriously. I think you're saying the same thing different. But I have faith. But you have to understand, we were a playing team last year. We didn't get a second high-end scorer. We have a better all-around team. But to think that we're going to beat the top echelon right out of the bat when this team needs to gel and you have 3 preseason games is tough. So now we're moving into January. Folks, look at this. This needs to be our month. If we're going to make a push for the playoffs, we're going to see it in the month of January. We have 16 games in the month of January. So 16 games in 31 days. Basically, you have a game every other day. And we have a streak of 5 at home and 6 at home. The December bleeds into January for the beginning streak, but then we have 6 at home. Philly, so your at home streak is Phoenix, Cleveland, Philly, Memphis, Kings, Miami. Philly at home, Joel, I think we go ahead and take that W. Memphis at home, I think we take that W. And that's not back-to-backs. Kings at home, the first time we're really playing the Kings. And that's the second of a back-and-back. I would love to say we win, but I think we'll be a bit tired at this point. They'll come in. They'll beat us. But I hate to say that. Just trying to be realistic here and be fair. Second of back-and-back is tough. Memphis always plays us hard. I'm not sure what the Kings' schedule is. It won't let me look. So we'll see how they do. And then Miami, couple-day break. We come in and we'll take this W. Oops. Now we hit a road stretch of 4 games, East Coast swing. Detroit on the road, this should be a W. If it's not, we're having major issues. Indiana on the road, we won the first time, second of a back-and-back. Indiana at home, Friday night, crowd will be loud. I'm going to give this to Indiana. Toronto after a weekend break. Sorry, Ben Rogers, we're going to take this W. And then at Minnesota, a couple days. Minnesota, I will give them this at home. Play very well at home, and there is a reason why they're a top 3 seed. Come back, and we got 2 at home, Washington and the Celtics. Wizards will be a W. It better be. Jordan Poole, welcome back to Golden State, second year in a row. And then Boston on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We know this is the second biggest day for the NBA. The first biggest day is Christmas, and then it's MLK. 5 p.m. game, prime time type of game. Again, Boston will be motivated. Tatum Brown. I think they're going to be a big seed. It's not after back-to-back. I think Warriors get trounced in the first game, and they come back in the second game and prove that they're a good team, and we'll take this W. Then we go to Sacramento, and we're away. And that hostile crowd, I will give Sacramento the W here. So, yes, I am saying we're 0-2 against Sacramento to start the year. And that means they would have won 3 in a row when you go back to the play-in last year. Hurts me to say that, just trying to be realistic based off the schedule. Then we fly directly to Chicago for a back-to-back. I think we lose that because you're going to get done late on the Pacific time zone. Then you have to fly to... Sorry, we're not flying to Chicago. You're back home. I lied. I apologize. This is the start of the home stretch. So this is the part of another big home stretch from... Basically, you're not leaving the state, again, from January 16th all the way to February 4th. So it's another 2 weeks where they're at home, which is great. So I say they lose this, but they're going to beat Chicago in the second of the back-to-back because they're at home. They're going to be motivated after losing to Sacramento. Then you're playing the Lakers. We beat the Lakers on Christmas. I think they come in motivated and they steal this game from us. Oh, sorry. I said we should beat Chicago. Then we got a break, and we're going to show Utah what's up. And Markkanen will not play well because we'll be mad he didn't come to us. OKC comes in on a back-to-back after we beat Utah. They're going to be fresher. They will beat us. Then you got Phoenix a couple days later, ending out the month. I'll give Phoenix this one. I'll say we beat them a couple times. We'll be motivated. We'll hit a bit of a slump. I hope I'm wrong. So we go for the month: 0-2, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 2-4, 3-4, 4-4, 5-4, 6-4, 6-5, 7-5, 8-5, 8-6, 10-6 on the month. Pretty good for over. I mean, you have some home games, so you would think you do a bit more. We look at how we do record-wise at home. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. Oops. 6-1, 6-2, 7-2, 7-4. And then away, we are 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. So our overall record is 12, 19, 29, and 10, 16, 29 and 17, 12 games over 500. Pretty good. That is impressive. If we can look where we were at, it's not going to show me. If you're 12 games over 500, you're not in the play-in for sure. So this may be a bit optimistic. Now we got 3 months left in the season, moving to February. Final homestand game against the Magic, and we have a couple of days break. I'm going to say Magic will be good. I'm going to say this is a letdown. End of the homestand. You think they play a good game. Probably don't. May not. Then you go to Utah. You're playing in the atmosphere, in the altitude, excuse me. Loss. Then you have February, Lakers, second back-to-back after playing in altitude. I'll take the loss. Then you go to Chicago, long flight, but you'll be motivated to kick the 5-game losing streak I have us on. I'll take the W. So after a nice run, they hit a rough patch. OKC, Phoenix, Orlando, Utah, Lakers. That's a tough stretch. A bit of a losing streak. We come back, beat Chicago. Then we go and play Milwaukee. That's tough. We don't match well against Giannis. I'll say it's a loss. So we're coming back down to earth a bit. The law of averages. Then you got to fly to Dallas from Milwaukee. Playing Clay at home now. That's a loss. Then you got to go to Houston for a back-to-back. I think this is going to be a prove-it game. Show me what you got. Got out a W. Steph Curry goes off. And then you got to go to Sacramento. And we haven't won yet. They're going to be motivated to beat Sacramento this year. Take the W. Wow, that's a tough schedule. Oh, there's a break here as well. This is the All-Star break. Never mind. So it's not right after. You have a week for the All-Star break. I say they come back fresh. Maybe probably only have one All-Star. I'd love for JK to be an All-Star, but realistically, you have to think it's probably only going to be Steph. Dallas at home. I don't think we let Clay beat us at home. Motivated again. Get the W. Who knows if Kyrie or Luka are hurt as well. Charlotte at home. W. Then you go to Orlando. Long flight. Play the next day. Magic. Take the win. So for the month of February, 0-1, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3, 5-3. I say we go 5-6. So our first losing month of the season. A little bit of a rough patch. At home, we go 0-1, 1-1, 2-1 at home. So again, a lot of away games in this month. And away, 0-2, 1-2. It's really 1-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1-4, 2-4, 3-4, 3-5. Okay, again, Warriors Digest, like, subscribe. We put out daily videos breaking all this ish down for you. Game reviews, trades, anything. Go check out the channel. Support. Let's get us to 6,000. So now we're at, for the season, 12, 19, 29, 34. I'm just going to put it here to make it easy. 34 and... Oops. 12, 16, 22, 23. So we're 11 over. Let me make sure I did it right. 12, 19, 29, 34, 7, 11, 17, 23. We'll look at home. We are 2, 6, 12, 19, 21, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 21, 8 at home. Very impressive home record. Away, 2, 6, 7, 13, and 5, 8, 10, 15. 2 below away. Almost like 15 above at home. I'll take that. Definitely will take that. Not the best away. That'd be worrying. But love that home record. All right. So next we got to go 2 more months. Stretch run. So again, we got a lot on the road. You got Magic, Sixers, Hornets, Knicks, Nets. Brutal schedule right there. East Coast swing. So we just lost to Orlando. Now we play Philly. That's tough. Philly at home. Saturday night. This is probably a big game. I'm going to say that they're motivated. We're going to play hard, but we take the L. We don't. Joel has a big game. We go to Charlotte. We'll win that one. Then at New York, we know Steph Curry loves to go off in New York. That's where he broke the three-point record. It's the second of it back-to-back, but we're motivated in New York. Even with that good team, we're going to take the loss. Steph will have an all-time performance again, but we'll take the loss because the back-to-back, it'll be tough. And Knicks are much better this year, but then we'll go to Brooklyn and take the win. Detroit. Then we come back home, a couple days off. We need to beat Detroit at home. We need to beat Portland at home. And then Sac at home, a couple days break. Motivated, we have not beat them at home yet. We'll take that W. Sorry, Mary. And then you get the Knicks, primetime at home. They beat us at home. We'll beat the Knicks at home. You got Denver at home. I mean, we played them really good. Jokic made that shot. I mean, it's just a brutal stretch. I'm going to give Denver the win. I think we're probably a bit tired. Then you got Toronto at home. We should win that one. Milwaukee at home, the second back-to-back. I'll give this to Milwaukee. And then you go to Atlanta. So if you look here, again, we're at home March 7th. All the way to March 20th, we basically get 2 weeks at home, which is nice. And then you got a stretch on the road again at Atlanta, where you have a break. Atlanta, who knows how they'll be. I'll give us the W. Then you got a break to Miami. I'll say Miami will pull this one out at home. Then you got New Orleans. We haven't seen them in a long time. Who knows about their health? We'll be motivated because we lost. We'll take that one. And then San Antonio. I just don't think we match up against Wemby well. The end of a road stretch. Now we got Memphis and then the Lakers still. That's tough. I say we try to beat Wemby. And then against Memphis, people get a rest. It's the close end of a road trip. And you rest them up for the Laker game at Crypto.com Arena. Steph, Lakers usually, Steph Warriors play good there. Take the win. So if we go back for the month of March, 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 6-3, 7-3, 7-4, 8-4, 8-5, 11-5. I do that right? Oops. 11-5. There's 16, 16. So that puts you at 45-28. You look at the home and away. If we do away first, 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 5-3 away. At home, 1, 2, 3, 4-0, 4-1, 5-1, 5-2. So that means we're now 26-10 at home. And 18-18 away. So now we're back to being even away. It takes you to the final games of the season. Again, the Warriors win-loss total is, that's not right, 46-36 from last season. Golden State win-loss total for 2024, 2025. Uh, 43. So I say that we break 43 by the time we hit April, compared to what Vegas is saying. Then you got Memphis Lakers, and then you finish off with Denver at home. I would say we'll lose that. Denver's roaring into form for the playoffs. We just don't really match Jokic super well. Houston at home, we'll make that game up and get the W. At Phoenix, I'll say we'll take the loss. Phoenix is fighting for their life. San Antonio, we're back at home. Second of a back-to-back. San Antonio has nothing to play for. They're not making the playoffs, or they're outside of it. Well, we need to do well. Take the win. Then we finish with the win at Portland. Then we come back home and play the Clippers. I think this game means a lot for both teams, but we pulled out because we're at home. So 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-3, 3-3, 5-3, which puts your final season at 8, 14, 20, 24, 30, 31, and then 12, 19, 29, 34, 45, 15, 31. And then you're away, 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-2 away. At home, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. So it puts you at 29 and 11 at home, and 20 and 20 away. Okay, so something's up. This should be 49. Somewhere I missed the number. I apologize. There should be, yeah, it should be 80 because we don't know 2 games. So 49, 31 puts you at 80. 29 plus 20 is 49, and then 31. Cool. Oh, my screen changed. I apologize, guys. Someone should have put something in the chat. I wish. So, again, over on the total is 43. Last year, the Warriors had 46 wins. I'm saying with a better team, we're going to add on probably 4 or 5 wins. Draymond not getting suspended, missing games. And if you look at the NBA, so let's just say we go 1-1 in the final 2 games. We win 50 games. NBA playoffs. $50 games winning in the West earns you the 3 seed as of last year. Warriors had 44. Could have been more. The stats said we were closer to 50 without Draymond getting hurt. So realistically, if we play similar, probably closer to 47, 48. Going up 6 games. If you can say that we improve on last year's schedule by 6 games, we had a very good season. And we're not playing again. But again, you have to expect Nuggets will be there. Grizzlies will be better. Oh, sorry, wait. This is definitely wrong season. I apologize. Let's look at it this way. My bad. Forget everything I said. We're at 46. 50 puts you where the Mavericks were. You're not a playing team. You're above the Suns. So in that case, you're still not a playing team. And that's where we probably should have been when Draymond wasn't suspended. When you look at the odds, we won a couple more games. It makes sense. Thunder will be right there. Nuggets will. Thunder, T-Wolves will. Clippers probably go down. Mavs should be better with a full year under the belt, and they were really good, of course. Suns, we'll see what happens. Lakers, similar. Pelicans, always hit and miss. Kings, you think will be better. Warriors, I hope are better based on what I'm saying. Rockets will be vastly improved. Won't start bad to start the season. Jazz, probably not. Grizzlies will be much better with Ja playing the full season. Spurs will be better. Trailblazers will be around there. So I'm going to keep this sheet. Again, please subscribe to Warriors Digest. We're going to be using this throughout the season. We will see how my predictions go, and we'll keep track. Keep me honest in the chat, in the comments, everything. And if you need anything around trades, free agency, whatever news you need to know, Warriors, we break it down for you daily. Let's see what the chat says. William, another year for ATG Curry without second option. Imagine what he could do with better FO and fans. 1.5 times more playoff games at least, but he was busy nursing younglings, collecting picks. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. Do you think the Warriors are going to make a trade for a second star before the season? If so, who? My answer to that is no. I do not think the Warriors will be making a trade at the end of the season, before the start of the season. I think they're content going into training camp at this point and seeing what they get. They have a lot of new faces on the roster, people they expect. So play the first half of the season. If you need to make a big fish trade, you do it at the trade deadline area. There's always 1 or 2 stars you hear rumblings about, unhappy, teams not performing like you thought, they want out of their situation, and then at that point, you make the trade for what you need. But right now, let this team gel together, see what happens, unless something crazy like a seismic trade happens, which doesn't sound like it is, then no. But I think they're going to go into training camp with the roster they have, which is right here. Again, if you're on Warriors Digest a lot, you see me put this all the time. So we know the roster. You don't see Quinton Post here because he's not officially signed. So you either have to get rid of Santos or he becomes a two-way contract. I mean, I just say Santos. I don't think they get rid of anybody else. You can't sign him because we're hard capped at the first apron. So maybe it's Spencer then that they let go. Again, Beekman was our undrafted rookie we signed to two-way contract. They're not going to get rid of him already. And Plowden we signed off of Summer League. Who do I think the two other training camp players are going to be? It's a great question. I saw a lot of people comment on Warriors Digest over the summer. Kevin Knox. It cannot be him. Excuse me. It could be him as a training camp player, but he cannot be a two-way player. He's going into his 5th season in the NBA, and two-way players have to be 4 seasons or below accrued. So maybe Kevin Knox. I don't think he's signed anywhere. Let me double check. Kevin Knox signed. Kevin Knox team. Yeah, it doesn't look like Kevin Knox is signed anywhere yet. So it could be Kevin Knox. Again, here you're just looking at where our team could be at, where we're at. Other than that, you know, if you look at the Summer League roster, there was another Thompson, not Klay Thompson, who did pretty good. I'm forgetting a couple of the names. It's been a long day. But my intuition is I think they bring Knox in. And who knows? Maybe he outperforms in training camp and I'll take a spot from somebody else. Any other questions from anybody? Any comments? Thoughts? Do you think my record I said was good? Do you think it was bad? Was I on point? Did you unsubscribe? Did you subscribe? Please like. So I'm going to go in. I think I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to create a video like I normally do on the channel talking about the key point, and it's going to be around the strength of schedule. I will reference what I have here. So thank you all for being here. Again, Warriors Digest, we do at least one stream a week. I try my best to talk about something that's more engaging, active than just, hey, here's a video. When the season starts, we'll do live streams to watch games together. We can do watch parties after. If you want anything around Warriors Land, Digest, trades, free agency, player signings, schedule release, news, Warriors Digest has everything for you. I appreciate you watching after this happened, or if you've been with me live from the beginning or at any point. Thank you so much. Please help us get 6,000 fans. If you're watching this, we're at 6,000. Help us get them more. I wish everybody a great day. Warriors fans, let's get it.